Well, what we'll do today is add images to make a montage. And first of all, we're going to work on the background. So pull up this background. You'll only be doing one of these because what you'll end up doing is working on 4 leaves to create the montage. There's no need to recreate it. So spend all your time and effort following this one. Right, we are going to colorize and blur and make a montage. This is the background effect that we're going to work on. I'm going to duplicate this. Control J, I've got my duplicate. There we go. And what I'll do is I'm going to call up hue and saturation, which is edit, no, it's image, adjust. Control U anyway, pulls up hue and saturation. And then what we want is for hue to be, let me pull this over. Oh, do I have to click on colorize? Yes, click colorize, you'll get a better one. And I'm looking for something that makes it kind of cool and crisp. That looks chilly, doesn't it? Ooh. And then saturation, let's see what we could do with saturation. Ooh, what shade of a cool and crisp? Well, that's very cool and crisp. I might darken it down just a tad. All right, cool and crisp it is. And then what we'll do is make this a slightly blurry. So we'll get our Gaussian blur, filter blur, and then Gaussian blur. And you can see the effect that this is having. So I will increase it a bit. And I'm just looking for, yes, that nice and blur, blur, blur. Okay, now what we'll do is I'm going to zoom in on, I'm going to zoom in and erase this leaf effect in the middle here, like this one here. So get your eraser, make sure you've got the eraser tool, choose, I'm going to reload my palettes, there we go, reset my brushes, yes I do. Choose a brush size appropriate. How does that look? That's pretty small. Let me see what 45 does. And then we're going to erase. So let me see if I get the controls. I'll click out of this. Go away. Okay, now to highlight, if you click on Control and Spacebar, there's my zoom tool. And I'm going to draw a square around the area I want to zoom into. Okay. And then pull down the opacity, you get a better idea of what you're doing. There we have it. All right, I'm going to erase this. So, click, click. Use a tiny little one to get the icing effect. And do lots of little clicks in case you make a mistake. And if you do make a mistake, there you get the nice icing effect. If you do make a mistake, then all you have to do is Control Z to undo. Whereas if you just don't raise your mouse at all, then the next Control Z that you do gets rid of everything until the last time that you did click your mouse. So lots and lots of little clicks. That brush is too small for me. What did I have before? Oh, 45. No, 35? Nah. There we go. Maybe. Yeah. So I'm just going round the edge. And I'm choose any bit of the leaf that you want. And then when you have the crystally outer leaf effect highlighted and you've gone through, you've erased everything there, then you can go and click a bigger brush and go to town on the middle bit. That looks about me. So I'm going to go for a nice big brush, 100, and just click. So it's a lot faster. Do the edges first, and then life is a lot easier inside. Now you might want to, at this point, uncheck the visibility for background, and there you can see the bits that you've missed quite easily. That makes life easier. How's that doing? I know I've still got some here. So you're working on imagination. All right. Squiggle, squiggle. We got rid of everything that needs to be got rid of. Yep, I'm happy with that. Okay, so regular click so you can remove the mistakes. And if you do the space bar, you get the hand tool so that you can move it around to adjust it. I'm also going to go for this, what's that called? This twig? Pencil tool. What about 45? Too big. What's this one like? I'm going to get that effect going as well. Clickety, clickety, click. Okay. The right-hand square bracket increases the brush size, and the left-hand square bracket decreases it, right? Okay. And I will undo that. There we go. Okay. I want to select all of this, so that's select all or Control A. Okay. Come on now. Or not, select all. Why am I not seeing my ants? I want to put a stroke around the square. So, edit, layers, all. Where are my marching ants? Let me pause and I'll come back in a second. I'm not sure what's happened. Okay, I found out what it was. I'd forgotten to deselect. Alright, so make sure that you can see the whole picture when you select everything. Select all and even zoom out just to make sure you've got it all. If you wonder where the marching ants are, you might not be out far enough. And I'm going to put a white stroke on this. A nice, fairly thick one. I've set it up. You could have something from the color scheme itself. I'm just going to go right up here for white. I've got 15, you may want 20. I'm going to go for inside white and then OK. And then Control D to deselect. So there's the start of my montage. That's the background. And onto this we're going to add the pictures, which are, let's see where they are. Goodies, video images, click, 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 leaves. Now I am going to open them all up, but I'm only going to work on one of them. I will leave you to repeat the process with the other three. Okay. So I like that one. I'm going to put these away, minimize them all. And they look as if it's going to be the same size, but they're not. They're the perfect size. So get the move tool, Control, and you get the move tool, drag it and drop onto your picture, and then Control T to transform it. Hold the Shift key and move it into size. I think I've done the wrong thing here, but anyway, let me zoom out. There. All right, I'm going to put this one away. I don't need it anymore. That's a nice size to be working with. I'll probably resize it because there will be 4 at the end of the day. And leaves. Okay, now we're going to duplicate the layer. Lots of layers here, people, with shadows and black and white, and so do rename them. I'm going to duplicate this layer and I'm going to call it Control J to duplicate it, and then I'm going to right click on layer 3, layer properties, and I'm going to rename it leaf 1. So with the other 3 you'll do leaf 2, leaf 3, you got it. Okay, and then I'm going to turn off the visibility on this one, and I'm going to rename layer 2 the shadow. Layer properties, shadow 1. So with the other leaves it's going to be shadow 2, 3, yeah, okay. And for this one, shadow 1 now. So I'm going to enhance the brightness. Where's that? Is that in adjust? Brightness contrast, there it is. So image, adjust, brightness contrast, and I'm going to take that way down because we want it to be black, and the contrast is going to be, ooh, there you go. We're going to make this black in effect. This is going to be the shadow underneath the leaf. And we've done this so that they're exactly the same size. Okay, now we are going to take the magic wand tool and we're going to click on the black to select all of the black on shadow 1. The foreground is white. I'm going to put X, D, and then X. Foreground is white. Okay, we're going to have a new empty layer above shadow. I'm going to put in new. Okay, and we're going to put a stroke on it. Edit, stroke. Before I do that, let me go through again what I've done. I was on shadow 1. I selected it. While it was still selected, I created another shadow, another layer. And this is, there's nothing in this except the selection. See? Just the selection. So now we're going to put a stroke around this. And it's going to be a white stroke around the selection. So edit, stroke. And the width will be, well, what do you want it to be? About 7? I want it to be white. I'll keep it at center and then OK. And I'm going to, there, you see, we have a border in effect around the shadow. Okay, now what we'll do is drag that shadow, the layer, the white line, above leaf 1. Okay, I can see everything. Alrighty, I'm going to deselect, and then what I want to do, so you can see the effect now. We've got 3 layers. We've got, let me see what we got. We have, in effect, layer 2 is just a white border. Leaf 1 is the picture. Shadow 1 is the shadow that will be underneath. Now what we're going to do is merge layer 2 with leaf 1, not shadow 1 at the moment. So we're going to merge down. Control E to merge down once. Okay. Then click on shadow 1 and we're going to make a blur. Filter, blur, Gaussian. Filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And then you're going to see the effect that the blur will have on. That looks quite nice. We want a blurry shadow effect. When you're happy. Okay. All right. Then click on leaf 1. Control to get the move tool. And just move it slightly so that you can see the blurry effect. There it is underneath. I am going to zoom right in so that I get a better view. Again, control to get the move tool. What do you think? You could have put a drop shadow on, but you don't have that nice blurry effect. Okie dokie. Okay, so we have moved shadow 1 into place. Okay. And then what we will do is link leaf 1 with shadow 1 so that when they move, it's a bit like merging. I guess you could do the same thing. You could merge them. Different way. You're linking them in case you ever want to go change the properties. Okay, that's all that this does. Instead of merging down leaf 1 onto shadow 1, I'm going to link them. So you click on leaf 1 and then shadow 1, I'm not clicking on it, but to the right of the visibility eye, you can click in that little square and now they're linked so that I'll hit control, I get that they move together. Okie cookie. And what you'll do now is literally just control T to transform it and move it into place. Make it smaller, bearing in mind there's going to be 4 of them to do. You'll double click to embed. You're going to repeat that process, and you see you've got the shadow effect plus the nice white border. There will be 4 to do, and I will keep working and I will come up with the finished result to show you. But I'll stop recording right now. So just to finish, here are I'll put away my layers palette. Here is my finished result. And I've got my 4 pictures on with a nice drop shadow effect and the white around it, and that's what we're aiming for. Thank you very much.